royal storm is brewing in Britain, with claims Sarah Ferguson may be negotiating a financial arrangement to avoid giving a bombshell interview about Jeffrey Epstein. A royal biographer claims the Duchess of York could be seeking a nice pension from the monarchy to keep private matters behind palace walls. The claims come after resurfaced emails linked to Ferguson to Epstein years after she publicly distanced herself from him. Joining us now to discuss it is ITV Royal Editor Chris Shipp. Morning to you. What are you hearing about these latest claims?
Yeah, morning, Nat. I mean, it's just bizarre to me, isn't it, that Sarah Ferguson keeps finding herself in the headlines again and again, albeit at the moment because a royal author, Andrew Loney, says that she's trying to do this deal with the royal family. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, Sarah Ferguson, because of these emails, is alleged to have, not told the truth when it came to her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, and therefore, she has been, and the King was quite clear, wasn't he, just a few months ago, she has been excommunicated from the royal family, along with Andrew. He's been found a house by his brother, but she hasn't, and very much she's been cast adrift. So clearly, money's at the front of her mind. It often is the case with Sarah Ferguson. But, what she's got to say. I mean, one would have thought in an interview, all she's going to do is implicate herself. So it's a bizarre story, this one.
Well, she may know more about Andrew, I guess. Would the palace really pay her, effectively silence her and stop her from doing this tell-all interview?
I mean, I find that very difficult for them to come to some type of financial arrangement just to stop her going on television. I mean, look, there are lots of broadcasters, I'm sure ourselves included, who are trying to get an interview with Sarah Ferguson. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of the questions won't be about what did the King know, but what did you know? What did your ex-husband Andrew know? And why did you keep up these relationships with a convicted paedophile? In fact, one of the questions I would want to ask Sarah Ferguson is, why on earth did you take your girls to go and stay with Jeffrey Epstein just a few days after he was released from prison on child sex offences? So, I mean, there's plenty of questions for her. I'm not sure she'll have, that much to say about the King, because I think a lot of the questions will be about her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and her ex-husband Andrew's.
So remind us about her connection to Epstein.
So her connection is that she was always in touch with him. The emails in that sort of dump of documents that we had from the US Department of Justice a few months ago showed that she was in touch with him for a period after which she said that she had stopped communicating with him. And in fact, at one point, she apologised to him for having to go public and cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein. So the email trails have not been good. And in fact, last year, a lot of the charities that Sarah was associated with here in the UK, but also around the world, decided to drop her as one of their ambassadors. So it's not been a particularly good few months for Sarah Ferguson. She was living in Royal Lodge with Andrew, but now that's come to an end, of course. Andrew's now living in Sandringham. It's a difficult time for her. In fact, a newspaper here found her in Austria, in the Alps recently, hiding out at a resort. But as often with Sarah Ferguson, money does become the issue in the end.
OK, thank you, Chris Shipp. Here's Sheva.